Access granted.
Hello there, awesome people of YouTube. Today I want to think a little bit back about 2018 and all that. And I kind of come to this conclusion that this is the year where greed and politics kind of took over the gaming industry for the most part. Or at least tried to. When you're thinking about like big games, big gaming companies and all that. I think, I could be mistaken, but I think this year is the year where we have the most or some of the biggest falls and outrage about big games. And let's just take like the big ones at the moment, like Battlefield, Call of Duty, Fallout 76. Like Fallout 76 is one of like the biggest one when we're talking about greed. How is that game even, like I'm trying to think here because I want to say things that I don't think is that good to say online. But how I to be honest, I kind of feel like they invited me into dinner. They promised me like a Kobe steak or something really fucking nice. They served me a McDonald's meal, bent me over the table, and did unspeakable things to my unattended and unlooped behind. Basically, they and then they asked me to thank them on the way out of the door and pay for it. That's basically how I feel with Fallout. It's like that game is not playable, it was not finished when released, and now the Atom Store, and they are breaking so many EU laws, and I think they're also breaking a lot of US laws. And they are just sitting there lying to the community, and I think like the decision makers are sitting with a smile on their face because we were stupid enough to go buy the game. I bought the game. I have a friend that streamed it, and she liked it. Giving in mind, she's a Blizzard, not a Blizzard, but a Bethesda fanboy, and I'm like, yeah, give it a chance. I got paid from Ski YouTube, so I was like, hey, that could be like YouTube's Christmas present for me, like a game. So I bought it. Yeah, big mistake. I'm still keeping it because I want to see what they do with it, but yeah, and then you see like it's getting like a shit, not a shit, but a huge discount like 2 weeks into the release. Because they cannot sell it and the user base is falling. No matter what people are saying, it's only hardcore fanboys that are playing it right now. And now they're going after the community, and their community, like their fanboys are going at stabbing at the YouTube community and all that. I believe that this is like one of these times where they have a choice. They can fess up to the shit, fix it, and fix other, like the coming releases, make sure they are fucking top notch. Or if they go down the same road, that will be it for Bethesda. They reached their peak. They reached their peak when they started to release Skyrim so many times, and some people even say that Fallout 4 were like the last good, like semi-good game they ever made. We have Blizzard releasing an expansion that's worse than Warlords of Draenor. Like, Warlords of Draenor were like the expansion people were talking about, like, this was just done to satisfy accountants and shareholders and shit like that. It was so bad. Then we had Legion. Amazing fucking expansion, in my opinion. And I think that's because a lot of the old guys were stepping down. It was like their final expansion, so I think they got a little bit more leeway to do what they wanted. And it was like their farewell card to the community. And now we are left back with like the non-visionaries, the non-passionate guys. We are left back with decision makers that are not gamers, that don't care about the gaming community. They only care about the bottom line. How much can we make this year more than next year? How can we satisfy the rich old people that own all the stocks? And it's showing. I hear Hearthstone is a mess. For Overwatch, the day they put in loot boxes, I hate it. I stopped playing Overwatch. I hate games with loot boxes. They are preying on gamblers. It's gambling. It's been classified as gambling here in the EU. You can defend loot boxes as much as you wish, but it is a gambling. You are buying something you don't know what it is, with a chance of some epic thing. And it's the same like you do when you put your coins into like a one-armed bandit, or you do the what do you call it, the roulette or something like that at the gambling sites. Like you're paying for a chance to win a lot of money. Here you're paying to win epic gears and all that. I don't care if it's only cosmetic and whatnot. You're paying or you're giving people the ability to obtain things they want by paying for it. And that's a pitfall for a lot of young kids and a lot of adults. So I think loot boxes should be illegal. That's I really believe it. It should be in-game content. You should be able to get it in-game. You can in some games, but you should be able, the only thing you should be able to pay for here are cosmetic that's not in the loot box. So you're like, okay, I want a pet, I want, you know, a skin and whatnot. Maybe some boosters, I don't mind boosts, like XP boosters and shit like that. Pay for that shit, you know. I like that. Yeah, of course, StarCraft is like, is that even a thing? Are people still playing that game? It dropped off like the Raiders not long ago, where a lot of people, a lot of esports companies basically kind of went under because it was not that popular in Asia anymore, because League of Legends kind of taking over. What else do we have? Call of Duty. Call of Duty has just been going down, man, the last couple of years. And I have a suspicion it's when they started to introduce the kind of like the loot box system also. And they basically just got lazy, releasing the same game just with another skin on top of it, calling it something else, and then reusing a lot of things, and then just better graphics, another skin. It's basically the same game. Like, I never liked Call of Duty. The last good game for me was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, and even a lot of people bitch and moan about that game. And I think why I liked that game was because that was when I bought my PlayStation 3, and I played it with my brother. That's why I think I liked it. If I had to play that on my own, I don't think I like it. And I think it was not long after that game, or right after that game, they started to do loot boxes also. And then we have the EA games. Oh my god, EA. They are like the poster child for loot boxes. That company. I always say that EA is the publisher where companies goes to die. Like, if you don't give them money and you don't perform, you get caught out, man. And if you're rebelliating against their ideas and their loot box system, you're getting fucking, again, caught, sacked, or caught, or whatever, how you will say it, or you get a time in the naughty corner or something like that. They have loot boxes in almost every game now. And they had to put it out of, I think it was that Star Wars game, Battlefront 2, because people was starting to bitch about it. In FIFA, I don't play FIFA. I follow like the news. Every time there come a new FIFA game out, I kind of like to watch the reviews and see what they do, because FIFA have always been their most top revenue game because of the card system, or I call them loot. They are loot boxes just with cards in them, and it was there that they basically pioneered the loot boxes, and then it just infested like Battlefield. It infested like Madden. Like, I loved Madden. So I played Madden like way back in the day, and the last Madden game I played was the one, was it 13 or something like that, and it was really, really bad. But the last really Madden game I played for a long time was 2008, because you can get that on PC. It's really, really old, and I played it when it came out, and I played for years after that because I didn't have a console. It was only when I got my PlayStation 3 that I started to play Madden again, but I bought one. I have it somewhere. I can't fucking remember what game it was. But it was the game that came out around the same time as Modern Warfare 3. But it was so bad compared to 2008. They took away so many things. And then they released Madden 2019 for PC, and I was like, fuck yeah, man. I got the biggest nerd boner in the world, man. I was ready to stop watching adult content on the internet and just go into that. And then I said, oh, you can get that premium access for $20 a month. So I bought that, and I started to download. You can almost play all their games. So I did the Madden thing, and I always played the franchise mode. I always played the single player mode. And then they have like this card system games where you could build your team up by buying cards and all that, and that was depending about how powerful they were. And I was like, what the fuck is all this? Like, this is basically, hey, let's gamble and then you can play the game. You gamble first and then you can play the game. And I'm like, dude, this is not, no, I messed around with, like, I'm not joking. When you get the premium access, you get a shitload of cards you can unlock. I think I unlocked 5 of them, and I was like, this is not gaming. This is, I might as well go down to the local fucking yeah, I was about to say vending machine, but like gambling club, and then just sit down there and what do I get this time? and then I get to play Madden, so I discarded that. Then I went into franchise mode, and it's so bare bone, it's so fucking bad. The AI is so bad. It's like all the development has basically been around, I think it's a mod system, is that what they're calling it? Like the whole like card system, building your team up around cards, and then go doing exercise, basically play the game with your team and all that. And that's not what I'm thinking about when I'm thinking about a sports game. I'm thinking about you either managing a franchise that's like a real life franchise, or you're playing with real life players like how they are in the world right now and all that. I'm not thinking about, I want to play a franchise game where I have to buy cards to unlock players, and then I put them into my team, and depending on what players I get, my team is so strong, but I have to get these cards. And then I can go into like drills, and I can like manage my team that way, and I can play against other people. That's not a game, a sports game. It's a gambling game with sports theme, you know. It could be like a one-armed bandits, where instead of it's like apples and oranges, it's like you know, you need 3 I don't know, let's say if American football, you need 3 Madden's icons to get like payout, and you need 3 Tom Brady's to get like $10,000 and all that. And then when you win those money, you can then go for like 5 minutes, play a little bit of drilling and all that. I always feel like a sports game should be where you go in, you pick your team, and you can customize that to it, or you even manage the team, and then you play as a character. I always loved, like in 2008, I could make my own character. I think you still have to go through the draft with him and all that. All that shit have been taken away. The combine have been taken away and all. It's not like, we play sports game because we want to be sports athlete. So they're taking away all this like fantasy of you being an athlete and replacing it with basically gambling. And now I will stop rambling about that, because I got so mad at that system, how bad that game actually is. The AI is so bad. That's rant. You can see within like the first 5 minutes if you can win really easy, or if you're losing this game. Like, no matter what I did in some games, where I said, okay, the opposite team got like 30 points in like the first quarter. Okay, I'm losing this game. No matter how many points I scored, they will always win. And then I could see like, and then I play another game and it's like, how the fuck did he did, like, I knew I made a bad pass, or I did something really fucking stupid, and they were still like, I was still getting points. And then I was like, yeah, I'm creaming a team that I should not be creaming with like almost 30 points in plus. And I'm playing all pro or Madden difficulty, by the way. I fluctuate between those two. And I'm just like, why not even get fucking out? And that was basically when I was done. Like, one game I can make throws that I think, yeah, these seems like realistic. Then the next game, no way. Like, I can throw the ball in the face of the receiver, he just looks at the next game and he can catch one-armed catches, like, you know, left, right, and center, and get like 8 touchdowns. Like, it's fucking crazy. Let's go over to Battlefield. That game is ruined by politics and greed again, man. Oh, for fuck's sake. We need females in the game, yeah, but again, we play games because we can relate to them. It's not relatable if you're in the battlefield, Second World War, and 50% of your opponents are females, because that was not the reality back then. And basically they forced politics on us. And again, loot boxes, it's an EA thing. I cancelled that. I had that subscription, like that premium subscription, for 2 months, and I cancelled it now. This is my last month and my second month. I uninstalled Origin. It lasted 2 months. And before that I didn't play EA games for like almost a year. Because of all that shit, because of all the politics they're trying to throw in my face. And basically, EA games are politics and gambling. They are not games anymore. They are, well, you could say the gambling is games, but they're gambling and they are loot boxes. Even small companies are trying to go fucking politics on us. I've seen games where you have to choose your pronouns. What the like, I don't want to choose my pronouns. How's that inclusive of people? If you can't, like, man, if you can't play a game. Like, I don't mind playing a game if I can't be a guy. I play fucking Bayonetta and all that shit. And other, like, Tomb Raider and whatnot. I don't mind if I play a game where I cannot be a guy and I can't be called Mr. Awesome, but Mrs. Awesome. I don't give a fuck. But trying to, like, say, okay, you can, do you want to be called her, she, it, them, they? Dude, it's not even a thing. Like, you know it's put in there to satisfy a certain amount of people that are really, really not that many people. Like, it's basically a minority. So you can like be like, oh, I'm PC, I'm politically correct, and I'm catering to the basically the wimps in the world and the people that just want to bitch and moan because they want to bitch and moan, basically. I don't want that in my game. I want it to be like this. Politics, if they are in the game, it has to be politics that are concurrent with the law of the game, that fits in with the world of the theme and all that. If I'm playing a space game and they want me to be, where I can choose to be a female, a male, a non-gender, or non, what is it called? Non-gender, not like, fuck it. Okay, you guys know what I mean. I don't mind that because that's set in the future, it's out in the world. But then giving them pronouns, that's a little bit like, okay, you're taking it too far. Like, yeah, I don't mind that. Non-binary genders, that's what I was about to say. I don't mind that you can do that in like space games, because there are species that don't like so have a gender. They're called one-celled organisms, but I can go with it in space. We don't know if there's like intelligent life forms out there that have like one gender and they appropriate by melding together their like arm or something like that. Basically splicing DNA together. I don't know. So I can go with that, but then pronouns, like space aliens don't speak like we do, so they don't have the conception of she, her, them, they, that. That's basically just put in there because some fucking 19-year-old don't feel special in the world anymore. And then bitch and moan and scream and cry, and then companies are like, oh my god, we cannot sell so many like we will lose like 0.0.1 or 0.1, like 0.00001% of the market or something like that. And that's like $10. Oh my god, we will not make $10, so we have to include this. And then they do it and they don't sell well. You can see, like, there's this term called go woke and go broke. If you cater so much to the minority in gaming and all that, you exclude the majority. So you're basically doing, it's so stupid, you're basically saying, we want to cater to the guys and girls that scream the most and that don't actually play the games, they just scream and moan. So we cater to them because then we are like, oh, we are with the times. Then all the rest that just want a good game, they are like, yay, we don't want you to force your politics on our face. And that's what you see with a lot of gaming. And that's why I think they need to step it up in 2019, man. If this continues as it do right now, where politics dictate the story and takes precedence over quality and good storytelling, and create, like, you cannot do special things or do normal things in the game unless you buy a DLC, or you can buy yourself up to power so you're more powerful than anyone. Like, the one thing I also hate, and that's Creed 101, and that started like a couple of years ago. You get the game, and then right at launch you have, okay, you can buy a race that normally was in the game and really popular, but you have to put money down to get that race back into the storyline. Or like, here's the game and here's the story, but if you really, really want to have the hardcore, the real story, the real ending, you have to throw down like $5 or $10 to get like the collector's edition with like an alternative ending or a prolonged ending or something like that. What they are basically saying is, we give you basically a watered down version, but if you give us like $10 more, you get the real version. That's what they're saying. And I'm like, why not just amp up the price of the game? Instead of it's $50 or $60, it's $70, and then you get all that shit. Season passes. Why do we need season passes? Pre-orders. Again, pre-orders is like, they get the money, then you say, okay, we already got the money, now we can shit on we don't need to basically make a good game because we already have the cash in, you know. It already paid for. So why make a good game? Let's just make a game that's good enough that they cannot sue us. That's basically what you're telling them. You're saying to them, here's my money. I don't care what product you give me. Just give me a game that basically is according to the law good enough. That's what you're doing with pre-orders. So stop pre-ordering shit. And pre-orders have taken over the last couple of years also. And again, that turns into the whole Creed thing. Pre-orders should be illegal. Because it kind of is a form of gambling, because you're pre-ordering something you don't know you get. What you get, like Bethesda is like kings in this aspect. They promise us so much and deliver nothing. Like, if luckily enough I didn't pre-order the Battle for Azeroth, because if I've done that, I will definitely be feeling like they basically just laughed at me all the way up. Call of Duty franchise, if like it's been a joke for years, but you still see people pre-ordering that shit. They must be feeling so disappointing and whatnot. But anyway, this has gone on way too long anyway, and I'm starting to go in circles here. I will make a video that will come out before Christmas talking about why people defend bad games and all that, because I think it's an interesting topic and all that. And then in the new year, I will start up with like normal gameplay and add-ons, look at in WoW and all that, and do some Final Fantasy online gameplay and all that. This week is basically just me wrapping up the year and basically saying my piece before a new year comes. So I hope you guys will bear with me. If you want to see more of this stuff, I'm happy to do it, because I have an opinion of anything. Like, everyone has an asshole, everyone has an opinion. But anyway, I hope you enjoy this. Have an awesome day. Have a really awesome, safe new year. And I hope to see you all next year. And go do something great, man. Make the last couple of days of 2018 great. See you all later. Love you all. Bye bye.